thing working?
The next information session is January.
Hey! So, I'm already running late to work, and it is the first day back from break. So, yeah, there's that. Alright, let's roll. Hi friends, I'm Lexie, and I am completely new to this channel. Not really quite sure what I'm doing yet, but I thought I would go ahead and introduce myself. I just got to work. It is the day after break. We came back from break. Students come tomorrow, so gotta make sure I get my stuff together. Grades are due in the morning by 7 o'clock. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I have all of my grades put in and all that. So So later on, I will conduct a video on how exactly I lesson plan. It's not really a basic lesson plan template, but it's what works best for me. But I'm about to go through my lessons, see what I have, see what I need to fill in based off of some of the worksheets that I had from my folder from before the break. So let's see. Also, I'm about to start trying to do something different for morning work. I know some people might do something different, but normally I have kids that go to the classroom library, they shop in the morning times. But for morning work, I do have a group of kids that are pulled every single morning. However, the kids that are in here, they either are going to be in charge of doing what is it called? Oh, their sentences. Okay. They're either going to now be in charge of completing, based on the week that it is, I do sentences of the week where kids are to complete these sentences, and based off of what we have learned, we've learned common nouns, proper nouns, adjectives, and verbs. So they have to label their sentences appropriately. They have some for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then they are tested every Friday based on the week that we're on. However, I found that my kids were getting kind of drowned out by these, and I found that my kids still needed a lot of basic review for math. So I'm about to use this calendar to help me decide what weeks I want to do this and what weeks I want to do my sentences. But since we're just coming back, I think I will start this week with Math Spiral 2, and then we review it every day in math. So like I base them on like days of the week for them to complete, because I don't want them to spend their entire morning work just completing these problems. And a lot of these are ones that we've already reviewed, so it's not new to the students. It's not something that they would need assistance on. Some I might need to read the directions and express and explain to them what exactly they're supposed to do. But other than that, these are things that can be completed independently, and then they go in the students' catch-up folder, and we review them every day in math. So, Math Spiral 2, this will be. Okay, so now I am about to go through my drawer, and I'm going to decide on things that I need or things that I can get rid of just to kind of clear it out. So now I'm going to make a few anchor charts that I'm going to need for the upcoming units. So one is for a baby lit essay, and I normally always print them out based off what I'm going to do, so I have everything with me. And I have my bucket of markers, so let's get started. going to take off all of my old pieces from our previous reading unit, which I don't know if you can kind of tell, it's a reading, and I'm going to switch it out. Okay, finally in my car. It is currently 4:55. We're allowed to leave at 4, but when something's on my mind, I'm the type of person that I have to get it done right then and there. And so it just made me feel better to stay and get some of those things done that I needed to have done. But I definitely feel a lot more refreshed coming into work tomorrow now that I have those like just small tedious things. They're not hard. Half of it was anchor charts, which are not hard but just take a while. Considering we're starting all new units, I just really wanted to become prepared. I didn't want tomorrow to come in and just be puzzled. Just like, that is the worst feeling ever. And I've already mentioned before, but like I don't get to work early. So that was just a definite no for me. Like that wasn't even an option. So I stayed 55 minutes after and I got a lot of stuff done and I feel so much better. I feel a lot better today in general, talking with my team, collaborating, figuring out what I need to do next, what our plans are for the upcoming units, when they end, just kind of a map and just to look at the overarching idea of what is to come. And it made me feel really good. Okay, so it is currently the next day. It is 7:40. I need to leave in just a few minutes, but I'm about to make sure that I have my water and my lunch, essential. And me and my husband ate out last night, so for my lunch today I made noodles with butter and salt. So I'm about to get that together. I got a new cup yesterday. Purple's my favorite color, so we got a purple Yeti cup. Not sponsored or anything, just Yeti cup. And I love to sip on water throughout the day when I'm not drinking Dr. Pepper. So, yeah. Let me not be late today since the kids come back. Okay. We started character studies and we started the book Edward Tulane as well, and so far so good. The kids have really enjoyed it and everything just went very well. Math, we started geometry. The kids really got into it. We started with right angles, so we did a Simon Says game, then they had some individual practice. It was awesome. I had a fun time. Let's see, social studies, we started the colonies, so we started the New England colonies, reason for coming to the United States, all that kind of fun stuff. They actually got into it, which was awesome, and they made connections from the Explorers unit and some of the places, and also the Native Americans and just some of the names of the states, and it was good to see a connection as a teacher. That makes my teacher heart happy. So now, lunch, specials, what else? Science, writing, math maintenance. I can do it. Not much longer. Catch up with you guys later. Okay, so I'm currently at lunch and it's 12:17. Yeah, 12:17. And I'm tired. Very tired. My eyes started getting very heavy. I don't know what it was, but I'm incredibly tired. Last night I didn't even get to vlog. I went to class, didn't get home until like 8:15. I hung out with my husband and my 2 dogs. I printed off some schoolwork. I got ready for some stuff that I have to due for next week. I printed off some stuff for my class today, like in school, and I literally went to sleep after I showered. I was out. This morning, I got up on time. I was ready. And I'm going downhill now. I'm really tired. My eyes are incredibly heavy. But so far today has been great. The kids are doing awesome. I have all but one of my kids here today. But I wanted to share something that we did in math today. I know, well, my schedule, we're in geometry right now. And our geometry unit is incredibly short. It's an 8-day unit, actually, 8. And it's also very heavily weighted on the milestones as well, the Georgia milestones. And so I really tried to hit it, and I'm probably going to extend the unit a little bit, just for my students' sake. And I have to find different things to really engage my students. So we've been working with angles and lines. Really in my county, third grade, they don't have to know anything other than a right angle, and knowing that if something isn't a right angle, it's greater than a right angle or it's less than a right angle. But my kids personally need to have some sort of a vocabulary word, some sort of a word to go with a definition of something. And they know that if something is greater than 90 degrees, or if the angle is bigger than 90 degrees, that it is obtuse angle. Or if it's smaller, it's cute. That's why I tell them it's so cute. That is an acute angle. And so we do like the makes a right angle, it's a acute angle, or if it's obtuse angle, we do Simon Says. And then in my centers, I actually have one is like a practice station where they practice something that they should be able to do independently. And one of the ones was a sort. My kids really love the sorts. And so this one was types of angle sort. Acute, right, and obtuse. And they had to cut them out, and they had to base it off of what they thought. And I also taught them the paper trick, which I'm sure maybe some of you know, some of you might not know, but you essentially take a piece of paper and you put it in the corner of an angle, and if it fits up perfectly, you know it's a right angle. And if it fits, but it goes farther than a right angle, you know it's an obtuse angle. Or if it goes in between or inside, you know it's an acute angle. So that was just something that was really fun for my kids, and they really enjoy doing this. I'm trying to think what else that I do. One day I want to make a video and share with you guys my math centers, because I think that's one thing as a teacher I really struggled with, was to begin incorporating centers, because it's difficult. And especially if you're new. I'm only third year. I think I've said that like 1,200 times, but it's true. I'm third year, so I'm still learning a lot. And there's so much for me to learn. And centers are one thing I truly struggled with. So if I can share anything that I do in my classroom and it can help somebody else, I would love to do that. But I'm about to eat my lunch, finish up reading some articles for my specialist class. I'm going to finish highlighting and going through, trying to make sure I have all my stuff together. And then I pick up my kids in around 14 minutes. Yeah, 14 minutes, and then they go straight to specials. And then I have collaboration up front for my special time. So I will catch up with you guys later. Bye. Okay. Happy Thursday. It is currently 7:29. I am headed to see if I can go and get a breakfast quesadilla from Taco Bell. Some might not like it, but I think it's so good. Yesterday, I didn't finish the vlog. I ended up getting sick at work and I had to leave. So, sorry. Alright, so it is 12:12. I don't know if it's going to focus. It is lunchtime. I'm not feeling bad, but I wouldn't say like I'm feeling great. It's been a busy day, but it's been a really good day. So now I'm gonna eat and just take some time for myself, because again, I'm just kind of feeling and I want to just refresh because I have a lot to do today, and it has to get done. So I want to make sure I'm feeling all right, and later hopefully I can catch back up with you guys because I want to show you some things. I have to put report cards together for they go home tomorrow, so I need to put all those together. I really want to look over some map data that my school and my county does for my students to figure out what I need to do to push them to the next level. I need to punch some holes in some things. I need to do some reading for some classes, all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, today's been going great so far. Just a little check-in. It is 12:13 now, and I think we end lunch at 12:35. Kids go to specials, and then we have library today. So hopefully all of that will go as good as it can go. So I guess I will just catch back up with you guys shortly. Okay, so it's currently 4:02. I'm ready to go, but I really wanted to show you guys a few small things that we worked on today that could be beneficial at some point. we are on the New England colonies working with the Colonial America. And I wanted to show a few different things that we do. So considering I teach the New England colonies, the middle colonies, and the southern colonies, for my students in particular, I had to figure out a way that I could differentiate them and not make them all mixed up, especially because we learn the same thing about each colony, and it's their responsibility to differentiate very small details that are different about them. So the New England colonies, what I do is I have them complete this, and it's based off of the colonies included. They don't need to know that per the standards, but I think it's beneficial because I explained to them that the New England colonies, those were the colonies that were the highest north, and because they were the highest north, the geography and climate is going to be quite different than like the colonies that were in the southern colonies. So I do this, the reason for establishment, climate and geography, people and jobs. But all of my stuff for the New England region is blue. And we go through and we highlight and we discuss each day something different. And then for their study guide, I go ahead and have them do this because it's something big in third grade is for them to be able to compare and contrast. And we use a lot of Venn diagrams, but me and the speech pathologist at my school, who actually comes into my room to help teach social studies twice a week to help serve the kids that are speech in my classroom, we came up with the idea to go ahead and do all three regions on one piece. And we went ahead and color-coded this one blue to go along with the blue pieces of paper for them to color coordinate. And they copy their pieces so that when testing time does come, they can just take this and be able to look at the differences and the similarities amongst the regions. So far, the colonies, so far so good. And I don't know, actually it's Crown Jewels for Learning, where I get these pieces from, and they're separated into the components that we need to know for teaching the unit. So I really like that. And the kids really enjoy it as well. They are able to take notes at the bottom based off what I take. And whenever I show my students the stuff on the board, I use, I'm sure most schools probably have it, so it's probably not cool, but I use my document camera, this little thing right here, and it goes straight to my whiteboard, and it is the best thing ever. Love it. And then tomorrow, I really want to show and express to you guys this that I use. It's following some of the Lucy Calkins, but we can use it as a resource at my school. And so I take different pieces and I make it work. Yes. So it was a good day. We met again, looked at map scores. We talked about some vocabulary words. We are currently reading the book Edward Tulane, or The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. Love this book. Very good. The kids love it too. Another book I would highly recommend at any point in your teaching career would be Those Shoes. Love this book. Great book. Okay, so I guess I will catch back up with you guys tomorrow. I need to go and run a few different errands and make it home because my plan is to help Spencer paint. He's been doing such an awesome job and I really want to be a good wife and help him out. But again, yesterday I was incredibly sick. I didn't make it to that point, and sorry, I'm pouring out the rest of my drink so I don't just throw it away into the trash can. But yeah, so I guess I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey friends, it is Friday, January 10th. It is currently, I think, like 7:50. I'm about to pull into work, so we're good today. I just wanted to take a quick second to give credit to all of the vloggers out there because this has got to be one of the hardest things ever. I've struggled just to make sure that my SD card is free and that my camera is charged, that I have my tripod, that I have my case, because this camera is just my precious little camera. I don't want anything to happen to it. And keeping up with all that, hard. Not to mention, doing this on top of my full-time job, even harder. So I give so much credit to all the other teacher vloggers out there. I gave it my best shot to edit last night, and I think so far in my edits I'm at like 10 minutes, and I think that took me at least an hour and a half. Hopefully I will get better. I will. We'll see. So yeah, it's hard. But so far I'm really enjoying it. Just finding the time to pick up the camera sometimes can be very difficult just because my mind is so fixated on other things and I forget. But I really want these vlogs to be educational and helpful for you guys, because I know that it's only my 3rd year, and I remember when I was just starting up, and even now, like, I watch so many teacher vlogs and I learn from them, and I want you guys to do the same thing for mine, because anything that I know I want to share with you all, and I hope that it helps. But the first vlog that you guys are gonna see, just be kind. I don't know what it's gonna turn out like. I'm really struggling with the whole making sure it's all on track and that the planning of the vlogs are working out. Like, I'm forgetting to tell you guys the dates and the times, and I don't know. It's a work in progress, but I promise, don't give up. I'm gonna keep working at this, because this was my goal for 2020, was to actually reach a goal of mine, because I'm one that sets a goal and my mind just goes from one thing to another, and I feel like I never reached my goals. So from this, I really want to become successful, and I really want to share my knowledge with those around me and then those that are watching these videos. But please just know, these first couple, I don't know, just hang in there, because I promise at some point they're gonna be great. That's my hope. Yes. But anyways, I'm pulling into school, so let me park, let me get inside, and I will catch up with you guys later. Bye. It is currently lunchtime. I just dropped my kids off. It's 12:06, and now I'm about to clean my desk off, because I don't know, I can't deal with a messy desk. I mean, look at this. I just have crazy stuff. I mean, just everywhere. And nothing bothers me more. Like, I literally cannot function with a messy table. I can't. A messy desk. I cannot do it. So what I'm about to do is I'm about to eat my lunch, clean my desk off, make sure I have all of my multiplication fact groups together, because we switched for academic opportunity time. It's called AO. And I want to make sure I have that ready to put into an Excel spreadsheet. I want to finish looking over my students' character response traits, and I wanted to really share some of them with you guys. So I think after work I will pull out the camera for a little bit and show you guys some of the things that my students are doing, and how I give student feedback, and when I give the time for students to review their feedback and all that kind of stuff. So I will do that later. I'll put that there. I need to finish going over my map data and determining next steps for students, and how I'm going to use what I am given per the data, and essentially what I'm going to use with that. So that's on the to-do list. Let's see. I was bad. I ate like a chocolate cake for lunch, or for snack time during recess, because at my school, based off of the position that I'm in 3rd grade, my schedule is essentially made for me, so I didn't get to pick my recess time. So unfortunately, it's at 10:05 in the morning, and with the weather in Georgia, it's a hit or miss pretty much, and it has been so cold and so windy these mornings, so that has kind of not been fun. So we went to recess. I had cake. I needed it. I have my walkie-talkie in here. I don't know. So yeah, I'm gonna go to lunch, and I guess I will catch up with you guys in just a little while. Okay, so it's 4:05. I made it. It's Friday. I'm about to go home, but I wanted to share a few things with you guys that have hopefully will help maybe somebody at some point. I don't know. I just wanted to show you guys what we worked on today. And I mentioned earlier how I would express to you guys how I gave student feedback. So today we worked on character traits and how to take a character trait and how to put it in a short response and how to give proof. Because Miss Welch, if you give me a character trait, I don't know that that's true. You have to prove it to me. Like, how did you come up with that character trait? Because we as readers know that the author does not just put like, hey reader, this is the character trait. You have to infer what you know based off things that your character feels, thinks, does, or things that they say. So I gave my kids a short little piece to read, and then they had to come up with a character trait, and then they had to prove it to me. So let's see if I can set this up appropriately. I don't know. Oops. Okay, I'll just use this. All right, so essentially the character that they were given a trait to was a mouse, and the mouse did different things. And so I had a few students say that the mouse was brave, that the mouse was, one of them said that it was fast, and I was looking for deeper character traits, but this particular student gave amazing examples and their writing was amazing, and it made me as a teacher really convinced that that mouse was fast. So they gave me enough proof and enough evidence to really allow me to see where they were coming from. So that's why I was like, okay, hey, that's a really good piece. Let's see. Like, for instance, this one says, one character trait that describes the little mouse is that he is sneaky. I know this because the mouse tiptoed past the cat while I was sleeping, and the mouse tried not to get eaten. This proves that the mouse is sneaky because if the cat woke up, the mouse could have ate. Because if the cat woke up, it could have ate the mouse. And for instance, I just wrote, I love to give my students feedback. I love to take a pen and I love to write them back. And I actually will put this back on this child's desk for her to see what I wrote back for her. And if she has any questions, I give her the opportunity to ask and I can answer them. But I just said, awesome response. I love that you use completed sentences and proved to me that the mouse was sneaky. Great work. But then I also look at her writing and I make a few different edits. Based off of where my kids are at, I know that if I give them specific edits in their writing, they can take those edits and use them again, if that makes sense. Like, for instance, she said could've, and she put COULD apostrophe OVE. We've been working on contractions, but she just put apostrophe OVE. So I just circled it. I just said this is two separate words, could have. And so her and I'll probably pull her just for like a little quick teaching moment for her. But that was super good. I was very impressed with her. Another one said was that the mouse was brave. One character trait that best describes mouse is brave. I know this because when Cat was sleeping, the mouse ran right past him. Also, he made faces at Cat while he was sleeping. These examples prove that he was brave because if he was not brave, he would have not done these things. I said, this response is great. It really proves to me how mouse is brave. You even proved it with 2 different details and pieces of evidence. So I just want them to know that I'm proud of them because I can tell them things all day long, but my kids really like to see that, oh my gosh, Miss Welch actually took this home, or she actually looked at it and wrote me back. My kids love that. So that was so fun. And I love seeing my students that struggle normally. I like to see them like blossom. Like I like for them to take the things that I've taught them and actually put them to work. So seeing some of my kids that actually did that, it made me such a happy teacher. So I'm very, very impressed. I'm just so thankful for my sweet little friends. It was a great way to end my Friday. Okay, so before I get out of here, I want to go ahead and put my students' vocabulary work and their math spiral on their desks so that Monday morning when I come in, I'm not rushing to get everything out. I'd much rather stay a few minutes late and get all of this done. So I'm going to just undo this, go ahead and put these on student desk so that everything is good to go. I hate coming in on Mondays. Mondays are already 100% dread most of the time. And if I can make it a little bit better by just prepping a little bit on Friday before, we're good to go. So I'm gonna do that. And the last tip for a Friday, well, I guess every day, because I do this every day, but I have kids that do certain jobs that honestly takes a lot of pressure off me. Like, not that they're hard jobs, but they're very tedious jobs. And one is the date change. I don't know why, but I hired a sweet friend of mine, and every day she writes the date, because I like to have it both ways for students to see, and then she writes the words. So I love that. She loves to do it every day. She actually reminds me if I don't remind her to do it. So that's one thing. And then the other thing that I really enjoy having a kid do is the lunch choices. So at my school, we email lunch choices to people in the lunchroom for them to keep track. So I always have a brought table for my students that bring their lunch. And then our lunch menu is it changes, and we get it and we just print it off. And I have a child that comes and writes it every day, and she actually applied for this job and she got that job. So there's that. Really help me in the afternoons. And here's my schedule, just in case anybody wanted to see it. I'm sure I'll do a room tour at some point, but I made these a long time ago, my first year teaching actually, and I love them. They're super fun. They're magnetic, so I can easily take it off. We use silent dismissal, so I just added that little button for visuals. So yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching my vlog. I'm very sorry if it wasn't maybe what it should have been, but this was my first one, and I only hope that I continue to become a better educator through these vlogs for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button, like my video, and leave me a comment, and I would love to get back with you guys. Be sure to follow me on my social media as well. Bye!